Good evening from the decaying streets of 1946 New York, where the shadows weave around light posts and bourbon-soaked breath has the aftertaste of an ashtray, which lingers in the dead of night like a thick fog. Welcome to our first Cthulhu Jack Noir review. If you haven't taken notice, I'm a bit of a fan of these films. I enjoy the eternal lack of sunshine and starting my day at 10 p.m. on a school night. You always have a pretty good idea how they'll end. The fun is getting there. So let's take that step into the depths and dive into the Dark Corner, starring Lucille Ball, Clifton, Webb, William Bendix, and Mark Stevens, who plays Private Dick Bradford Galt. Wound tighter than a top, this cat just moved out east after spending 2 years in the clink out west.
I got a fast shuffle out west. Now all I'm asking is a fair chance to work up a legitimate business. I'm playing this by the book. And I won't even trip over a comma.
Anthony Jardine, his ex-law partner who set him up in a drunk driving racket that killed a man.
Somewhere along the road he slugged me, wet me down with a bottle of scotch, set me behind the wheel for a takeoff.
To cover his cowardly hide after Galt discovered he was pilfering money from the till. Jardine had deposited his sorry ass in New York prior to Galt's arrival, saddling up with art dealer Hardy Cathcart, played by the tight-lipped Clifton Webb. He would have been a great ventriloquist in his day.
The enjoyment of art is the only remaining ecstasy that is neither immoral nor illegal.
An older codger who married a younger lady, as he puts it.
I found the portrait long before I met Mary, and I worshipped it. When I did meet her, it was as if I'd always known her.
A man's a little obsessed.
And wanted her.
His wife has a hankering for old Jardine, who's as poor as a pauper, yet as handsome as the devil. Galt's tangle in all this seems to be by happenstance.
Who buys the tickets?
A client. I don't know his name. He pays me by mail. You know I can't tell you his name. It ain't ethical.
With the plot not really letting us know why exactly. Though I suspect that Jardine and Cathcart were in cahoots back in San Fran when Galt fingered Jardine. So when Cathcart caught wind of Galt's recent appearance in the Big Apple, he realized Jardine was now a liability.
A Tony Jardine. Nonsense. I never handle anything as worthless as a Jardine.
That mixed in with the new reality that Jardine and Cathcart's wife were, well, with one end of the bow being tugged by White Suit played by noir heavy William Bendix.
Brass knucks ain't legal. I just carry my change the hard way.
This broken-nosed ape always makes me smile when he pops up in a noir. White Suit is putting the squeeze of paranoia on Galt, who's...
I'm backed up in a dark corner, and I don't know who's hitting me.
At first, he has a think it's Jardine, but after White Suit calls it lights out for the wannabe art dealer, setting up Galt for the fall, it's only a matter of time before the fuzz find the body and send Galt to the chair.
He isn't here, Lieutenant. Anything you want me to tell him?
Yeah. You can tell him goodbye. He's going to the chair for murder.
At the other end of the bow is Galt's secretary, Kathleen Stewart, played by Lucille Ball.
Say, being a private detective, I don't suppose you could uncover a pair of nylons somewhere.
I'll make a note of it.
Working conditions are certainly looking up around here.
Whose sweet, wild-eyed performance aids Galt along the way.
You're not so tough, Brad. You just think you are. I've cracked you wide open and you know it.
Even helping him cover up the dirty deed of Jardine's demise.
I put the poker away.
Without a single ask. Their back and forth with relationship blossoming is the only sunlight in this otherwise bleak film. So, if you enjoy a slow starter which has you squirming in your seat by the end of the whodunit, then this Donatello might just be for you. Until next time.
Do you suppose anybody in his right mind ever buys a piece of junk like that?
Sure they do. That is art.
Visit our Etsy store this summer for sales across the board. With a new Lovecraft PI book on its way, we want to make certain you're all caught up on this paranormal detective's adventures. We just added some new merch we unearthed and looking to clean house to make way for what's to come. Promo code is listed in the description below, so click links below to be notified. Many thanks for the support, and Hail Cthulhu!